Welcome back to Switched to Linux. So today we are going to have a test drive of Solus Gnome. So I'm going to try and run this one for a few weeks on my PC that's behind me, and this right now is Debian on the on the KDE desktop environment. I don't know that Debian has so many desktop environments on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment with this one. We're not doing the install today. I'm just going to have a look at it in the VirtualBox, get a quick overview of it, and the things. So what is my reasoning for using this one? Well, I wanted to give Solus a try. I think Solus is going to be one of the distros to watch moving forward into 2018 for its simplicity, its ground-up design, and its user-friendliness. There are 3 desktop environments currently available, those being Mate, Gnome, and Budgie. I love Budgie. I've just got finished using Budgie on Manjaro, and so I want to see, like, I'll look into more later, but I want to see how they interfaced with GNOME, because that's a desktop environment. It's one of the modern, one of the more popular environments, but it's one that if you know me and you know my videos, you know I don't get along with it very well. And I'm going to try and see how they're implementing it. Just to see what are the differences, does everything work out of the box. Now, the thing for me that really made Solus stick out is when they added snap packages, because now you have the ability to install a lot of other packages that may not be available in the repositories, which is very important because Solus is a ground-up distro. It does not have a huge repository like Ubuntu does, but the advantage of that is Ubuntu's repository does have a lot of software that's been abandoned or doesn't necessarily work well. It's just like, we've just thrown it all in there. Solus, everything that's in their packages tends to work, and everything in the snap packages also tends to work. So that's a real good reason to look at Solus. It has a combination of user-friendliness, a very modern design that's actually one that doesn't turn me off from the system, and I'm not a huge fan of the modern designs, but it is a nice sleek system that we'll have a look at. So what we're going to do first is let's go ahead and jump on over to their main website. Let's see what that's going to look like. And so here we have their website. So it is solusproject.com. And you can come over here and get more information. You can learn more about it. You can get the download. You can see that it is, of course, their flagship. And if I remember correctly, I believe they are also the ones that have developed the Budgie desktop. So I imagine they probably have the best installation of Budgie. I really love Budgie on Manjaro. And I've heard good things about Ubuntu Budgie as well. I've looked at that, but I didn't look at it in any real length. You can come over here to the blog, get any updates there. So it looks like their last update was just about three weeks ago or so. And that is, I think that was, I don't know, release or something. Let's see. Let's see, Brisk Menu 0.5.0 was released. Okay, that's neat. Okay, so I'm guessing in Budgie, or what is it? Solus Mate, we might have that. So another reason I didn't go with Mate is I know I like Mate already. I use that on my Ubuntu Mate computer for my data backups and digital life type stuff. And so I already like that one. I thought it might be neat to see their implementation of it, but at the same token, I wanted to go with a system that I knew I liked, one that wasn't going to give me a lot of problems like I got in Ubuntu beta test, but with a GNOME that's not seriously changed, but altered in just in enough ways to make it be a good system. And that's kind of why I'm doing that one. You can click over here and you can download it. You can grab a torrent file of it, or I believe you can download from the mirrors here. So you can see here's your Budgie, here's your GNOME, here is your Mate. So what do you need? You need 2 GB blank DVD or a USB drive, 10 GB of space, 2 gigs of RAM, and 64-bit processor. Apparently they do not have 32-bit, which is probably okay. I don't think you're going to run it too well on 32-bit computers, right, Kitty? Use Solus, people. It rocks. Yeah? You're going to endorse Solus as well? All right. Kitty endorses Solus Linux as well. let's see, there's that. You can support them over here. So you can actually sponsor them through Patreon. You can sponsor them through PayPal. So here's various things that they have and various needs and reports. So you can go ahead and do that. All right, the Help Center, this is where you can get some information on installation, tips, tricks, packages, softwares, configurations. So they do have a lot of nice things, including here is their store. Let's see, unixstickers.com is where it's going to. So I guess some Solus stickers, I guess. Oh, those are cool. Look at that. So if you wanted to, you're really proud to show off your Solus computer, you can go ahead and put this over that silly Apple logo on the back of that thing, you know, whatever. But anyway, there's other things. Let's see. Let's go ahead and talk about Snap now, so we don't have to jump back over to the website view here. So this is kind of some information on how to use Snap. Of course, this is already installed in this latest version of Solus, so we won't have to do that. You do have the ability to log in with the store. If you do log in, then you do not have to install applications as sudo user. I personally am not a fan of this login methodology because, yeah, you know me, I'm a privacy-centric guy. But through the terminal, you can still install applications. You can't do it through the GUI without the account, but you can install it with the terminal without the account. And I usually use this website over here, uappexplorer.com, to search for it because basically this title up here is what we need to type in after Snap to install the package. But you just install it, what is it, Snap install, and then give it whatever the name is, and you can go the versions if you want. So that is how that setup is working. So we're going to go ahead and boot up the VirtualBox, and then we'll jump over there and we'll have a look at what that looks like. Okay, so here we are. I've installed it. I didn't do anything else with it. I've just installed it. So one of the things that kind of annoyed me a little bit in the install is you can't set any old password you want. You had to have a password of certain systems, which is obviously good for security, but it's bad in testing environments and things like that. And so I'm not going to gripe about that too much, just a little bit. We'll come over here. There's updates to install. I didn't want to run the updates because I wanted to show you something else in here. If you click on the updates over here, this is a very nice software center, by the way, but if you look at this, this is something that's curious to me, is that there are required updates that are mandatory and will be selected. It looks like, okay, so it looks like I can deselect them. I wasn't seeing that. Oh, or maybe I can't deselect them. So that, okay, yeah, I cannot deselect those. So these are things that obviously, yeah, we want to keep our systems up to date, but I have encountered systems before that updating a certain package would render a otherwise fairly benign computer completely inoperable. And I do not like the fact that I cannot leave some of these out. Like, I know I fought with curl pretty bad on one of my servers once, and I just had to use an older version of it for a while until a bug was worked out. And if this forced a production server, obviously we wouldn't be using Solus for a production server, but if I were using this as a production mirror to do stuff on with curl, if that forces me into an update that is broken, I have a serious problem right here. So that's a big downside for me, is that there are required updates and I cannot manually say, no, stop, we're not doing that particular update. Of course, there's other security updates that we can do over here. So we have that option. And then there's other updates as well. These may introduce new software versions or bug fixes. So there's a variety of things down there as well. We're just going to go ahead and let this thing do its thing, and then we're going to have a look at the rest of the system, and then we'll come back later there. Is this doing? Was it working? Okay, yep. So we're going to go ahead and install. Wants my password again. Okay, so updates are going. We're just going to minimize that. So this is the thing that I don't like. This is why I don't care for GNOME, is I like there being a tray here that I can see all the applications that are running. Obviously, I can see that there's something over here with the blue dot, but yeah, whatever. Let's go ahead and start by looking at the applications that are installed. That's not it. There you go. Show applications. Some GNOME installs will have a menu up there. All right. So here we have Archive Manager. Another one of my reasons I don't really care for GNOME is I don't have organization, which means that it becomes this happy mess like your modern smartphones, where particularly the iPhone, there's no one place where you can just organize things easily without putting things into folders. So to do this, I'd actually have to grab certain things and drag them on top of each other. I think I can do that. Can I do that? Yeah, so I'd have to drag things around, make folders. I gotta remember how to make folders. But basically, if I happen to have 100 different applications installed on here, I just have a giant unorganized mess in here. It's alphabetized, sure, but it just doesn't give me that organization I want. And these are one of those things like, I don't care that this is a modern system. I care that I can access things in the system. Now, if I know what I'm looking for, I can come up here and obviously do a search so I can find stuff. But that really pushes the model of us thinking the way smartphone manufacturers have wanted to think. And I don't like that. I want to go into a menu and sort things up like I find on my Linux Mint computer or on my Mate or things like that. Even the menu in Budgie allowed you to do that. Now, if Tweak Tool is installed here, and I don't know if it is, okay, Tweak Tool is, we should be able to add that menu. Let's go ahead and look at the packages before we mess with the Tweak Tool, though. Let's go ahead and go back to Show Applications. So we have Archive Manager, Calendars, Displays, Editors. So there's Firefox. I'm just looking for the actual packages. Hex Chat, Image Viewer, LibreOffice is installed. It looks like the basic LibreOffice install, so the database system is not installed here. We have Thunderbird. Your online accounts will allow you to add your online accounts to it. Your Rhythm Box. Let's see what privacy is. I'm a privacy guy. Let's see what that privacy tab happens to be. All right, so these shows us, this is from the, you can access this from settings, but here we can have the lock screen turned on. We see that location services is turned off by default. I could actually come over here and turn this on, and this will allow applications to know our location based upon the Wi-Fi. And so with that, I generally like to keep that off. There's times I might want to keep things on, like on my mobile phones. I'll turn on GPS just if I need to use like a map function or something like that. But for the most part, I leave those off. Usage and history will populate lists of the most recent documents, etc. If you want to turn this off, you can actually clear your recent history, turn this off, and it will never save history anywhere in your applications. That's actually pretty cool. And then here, trash and temporary files. So you can automatically empty trash, automatically purge temporary files, purge after a certain number of days. So if you want to make sure your system is completely cleaned out and purged, you can just automatically do things like this. I'd probably not automatically do the trash. You might accidentally delete something. And then here we can purge temp files, purge your cache. And now our system is every hour, it's going to be purging everything that we do. Here's actually the rest of the settings in there. A lot of these are also inside the application thing, and again that kind of clutters up the menu there, but this, I like this settings menu, and then we can come in here and see what everything is. So if you do have online accounts, you can do this, and I might experiment with this. Let's see, is there anything on here I could possibly add? I could add my IMAP email account, I guess. Language and reason, here's your search. So if you are doing basic system searches, you can determine what you're searching through. Do you search on the calculator? Okay, I'm officially confused now. All right, so here's Bluetooth, color manager, printers, sound, network. Let's see, system details. This tells us about the system we're running. Sharing, and of course here's your users. To make any changes, you'd have to unlock the user up there, entering the password. So that's actually the settings panel. let's see, what else is in here? I think that's about everything. Basic text editor. Here's your terminal. Here's your system monitor. That's a good thing to look at. Let's see what's going on in our system here. All right, so it looks like our whole system's running on 1.5 gig of RAM, so that's actually not too bad. CPUs are sitting here at 20, 25%, up to 30 and 40. All right. Of course, it is installing software updates, so keep that in mind. This is not a system just at rest. All right, let's go ahead and have a look at the tweak tool. The tweak tool is installed on this by default. Your icon pack is the Papyrus. So that's a cool application app pack there. So you can come over here, choose GTK themes. Let's just go ahead and look at some options we might have. Okay, so if you want a dark theme, you can go with some of these dark ones. A light theme, you can go with one of those. Let's just go ahead and keep it as it was initially. Here's your icons. Here's your cursor. Shell theme, and then we can enable or disable animations. If you are running on a lower system, you can go ahead and disable the animations there. All right, so desktop, we can turn this on. This was going to allow us to work on the desktops. I like showing my network servers. I like showing all these. That's good. And then here is our background, where our image comes from. And then our lock screen. Here's our image for our lock screen. So extensions, we do have a variety of extensions. Dash to dock was enabled by default. That's what gives us the dock down here. Let's see, launch new instance. Ooh, launch new instance. This is my big gripe. Let's see if that actually works. Launch a new instance when clicking in the dash on the application view. I like that. That's good. All right. Okay, so the application menu is the thing I was talking about. That's what I want to turn on, just because it gives me an application menu. And displaying window list at the bottom of the screen. So it looks like they are pre-installing the extensions that make the thing exactly what I want. This might have been the best choice to go with. That's kind of cool. Digging it, digging it. All right, here's your fonts. We can change all of our fonts over here. I'm not going to bother with any of those at this point in time. I might do that when I install this on a system. Keyboard and mouse layout. Here's your power. So startup applications. So we can choose a variety of applications to start up if we want. Okay, here's your top bar. You can show the date on the clock. You can show seconds or not. Let's show week numbers in the calendar. Here's another place to add the application menu. Okay. We're going to keep that off for now. Typing. Whoop. You didn't see it, but I accidentally clicked my thing, and the cat's trying to click my mouse over here. He's trying to play with the mouse. Right, kitty? Trying to play with the mouse? Are you? All right, let's see. Detach modals. Resize with secondary clicks. Double click, toggle, maximize. Secondary click, menu. What? Kitty? All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and close the tweak tool, see what we get now. All right, so here we'll have the applications menu. So then this will give us what I was talking about earlier, that now we can come in here and we can sort things by our application type. What I don't know, and maybe you guys can tell me, is there a menu editor where I can move things around like I have on Mate and some of the other desktops? That's something that some people might want. Let's come back into here. I'm going to go back into the tweak tool. I'm going to turn on that other menu that we saw, and I want to see, let's see, top bar application menu. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. It did say that the system requires a restart. I'm not going to go ahead and do that at this point in time. See here that I do have the bottom bar. I'd still kind of prefer a menu down at the bottom, but I'm okay without it as long as I do have my menu at the top. Let's see. No, nothing seems to be mapped to the Windows Meta key. All right, so here's your Firefox. Let's see if this is this done yet? Oh, good. We're almost done. Good. All right. I want to experiment with installing some packages here, too. You want to make everybody go, aw, cute kitty? There you go. Have a pen. Yeah, you. See what version we have of this. So Firefox is version 56. I believe that's the most recent version. All right, let's go ahead and check on those updates. It's upgrading 262 of 261. I think that means it's going above and beyond. See, the system just goes above and beyond. Look at that. All right, now let's go ahead and have a look at different things. So here's third-party applications. So if you do want Google Chrome, I'm not sure why, but if you do, it's there. There's Spotify, Viber, WPS, Money Dance, Personal Finance Manager, Android Studio. All right, let's go ahead and look at Home. Can I search in here? Yeah, there we go. I want to see if Skype is available on this or not. Skype is something I still do have to use with my clients. I'm not seeing it there. Not seeing... Oh, there it is. Haha, look at that. It does exist. Okay, so it's installing Skype. Let's go ahead and look at some other applications that I might use. So here's under your settings, automatically check for updates, update frequency. So you can change all these things off. If you don't want your system automatically checking, you can turn it off. I'm also going to search for, I want to use Kodi. Okay, so there we are. So we got Kodi. Looks like I can't install because Skype is still going. We're going to minimize that. I want to see if there is a some settings on the dash to dock so that it can stay on top or something like that. Let's have a look. Dash to dock settings. Come on. See, it's behaving very sluggishly right now. Like, there you go. It finally gave me my settings. Okay. Intelligent auto hide. Turn off until there you go. Turning off intelligent auto hide is what I want. Dock size. I'm okay with a smaller dock actually. Yeah, in fact, a smaller dock for me suits me just fine. So here I can use the built-in theme, or I can customize things. I'm gonna see what happens if I can see if I can customize things a little bit better. Let's see. Customize opacity. Yeah, so knocking the opacity down there actually kind of gives me these floating icons, which is kind of a system I like. Enable some backlit functionality. All right, let's go ahead and use that. So that looks a little bit better. I don't like how small the Show Applications button is now. All right, so now Skype's done. I can go ahead and install this. It is checking for dependencies, so if you're worried about dependencies, it is checking for those dependencies. There's a downside of this type of installer store is that I have to enter my password every time. I like the software centers like Linux Mint has, where I enter it to enter the software center, then I don't have to add it later on. Hey, kitty. Huh? Yeah. All right. So there's Cody. Let's see. What else might I want? I'm pretty sure I'm. Come on. Search. There you go. Okay, so you see that Chromium is not installed. This is where Solus made a turn for the better, is the inclusion of your snap packages, because Chromium is not installed. It's not in the extra applications. Chrome is, but I don't like Chrome. And I got to remember, I think I need to do sudo snap install Chromium. I think that's what I need to do to enter it. Yep. So to install a snap package, just do sudo snap install in your package. And then remember, I just used that one site that I illustrated earlier to show me the list of snap packages. And then whatever the big title is for that is exactly what you need to enter after the install. So that way you can install the various things that you need running. So this, with the addition of the snap packages, that is really where Solus really moved from being just another startup distro to a distro that is just absolutely recommended for a lot of functionality, just because it has so much application with the snap packages. So there we can install anything from the snap library. So Chromium is over there. We have the extra applications, the third parties. So Skype, warning, don't install Skype unless you know that Microsoft still can spy on you with it. But unfortunately for my job, I need it. And there's a variety of different things you'll find inside the repositories. So, the full LibreOffice suite, you got your web browsers. I don't know if Evolution is in there or not. Let's see if Evolution is in there. So Evolution is in there. That's good. So pretty much any package that I would really need, I'm pretty sure is gonna concentrating really hard. There's Audacity. Let me see if I can do audio editor. Let me see if audio editor gets me Audacity. There you go. So that does. That's one of those little things I don't like about last time I used the GNOME Software Center is it didn't have the ability to search for a description of an app and find it. This one does, and so I kind of like this. So we have our updates, we have our third parties, we have our installed, we have our settings, and of course here's our home, so we can find web browsers if we want, which is Koopzilla. Firefox is already installed, GNOME Web. Midori is what I might end up using on this one as well. I don't know though. Midori has some potential security issues. All right, so that is we're good with that. Good. That is Solus Gnome. It looks like it'll be a decent system. So in the next couple days here, I'll go ahead and install this on my media PC, so I can run with this for a few weeks and see how that works. So hopefully, no, Kitty, you're not allowed on my desk. Go away. Come on. All right. So hopefully this will work out for me, and I'll have some good reports for you. But anyway, this is just a brief walk through everything. So. Showing you what we're doing. So thank you for watching this video. If you would like to help support what we are doing and feed the kitty some temptations, subscribe and like. Yay! All right. You can check out switchtolinux.com/support to learn about all the ways that you can help us. Also, check the links in the description below. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.